Nikki Haley invited UN countries that didn't vote to condemn U.S. decision on Jerusalem to a friendship party (FNA) after a United Nations vote condemning President Donald Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley invited all the countries that didn't vote for the resolution to a party to thank them for their friendship to the United States on Wednesday. The invite, which was sent via email, stated that a formal invitation would follow, and set the gala's date for January 3, 2018, AL reported. Only 9 countries voted directly against the resolution, while 56 others either abstained or did not cast a ballot. The UN resolution passed overwhelmingly in the body's General Assembly, with 128 countries voting in favor of it. Haley had warned member states that Trump will take a vote on his recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital personally, and she will report back to him on naysayers at the UN General Assembly. The U.S. continues to defend its decision to recognize Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. The day before the emergency session, Haley sent a letter informing other countries' representatives that all those objecting to the U.S. position will be reported to Trump. Haley stressed that the U.S. leader will be carefully following the vote. As you consider your vote, I encourage you to know the President and the U.S. take this vote personally, the letter stated, according to the newspaper. The President will be watching this vote carefully and has requested I report back on those who voted against us, she added. Earlier, the ambassador said in a tweet that Washington will be taking names of those criticizing our choice during Thursday's symbolic vote, as resolutions passed by the General Assembly are not legally binding. U.S. President had also threatened to cut aid to countries that vote in favor of a draft UN resolution condemning the U.S. decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Trump said at the White House on Wednesday the U.S. would be watching those votes in the General Assembly. They take hundreds of millions of dollars and even billions of dollars, and then they vote against us. Well, we're watching those votes. Let them vote against us. We'll save a lot. We don't care, Trump added. On Thursday, the United Nations General Assembly overwhelmingly passed a non-binding resolution condemning U.S. President Donald Trump's decision and called on states not to move their diplomatic missions to the sacred city. The UNGA vote followed the U.S. veto of a UN Security Council (UNSC) resolution Monday. All other UNSC members voted in favor of a motion to rescind Donald Trump's move. U.S. President announced early December that Washington would be recognizing Jerusalem Al-Quds as Israel's capital, stressing that the United States would relocate the embassy in the occupied lands from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem Al-Quds. The move was hailed by Israel, but condemned by the rest of the international community as one which undermines the peace talks. Washington's Al-Quds move has raised a chorus of outcry across the international community. The Muslim world, the UN, world leaders from Europe to the Middle East to Australia, and even U.S. allies in the West have criticized the bid, saying it would plunge the already tumultuous region into new upheaval. Heavy clashes also broke out between Israeli troops and Palestinian protesters after Washington's decision in Jerusalem Al-Quds Old City, Hebron Al-Khalil, Bethlehem and Nablus in the West Bank, as well as the besieged Gaza Strip. According to reports, thousands of Palestinians were wounded by Israeli army's fire during protests against the U.S. decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, while over 500 were detained by Israeli forces and police. Also, a number of Palestinian demonstrators have been killed in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank during the protests against the U.S. president's decision on Jerusalem. People in different countries have also hit the streets to denounce Trump's recognition of Jerusalem Al-Quds as Israel's capital. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation (OIC), in a statement issued following an extraordinary summit in Turkey's Istanbul, declared East Jerusalem the capital of Palestine under occupation and urged the U.S. to withdraw from the peace process and back down from its Jerusalem decision.